Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm bringing back a reading vlog that I used to do years ago called the Choose Your Own Adventure reading vlog. Basically what this is a way to take me through my reading where each book that I read then affects the next book that I read, leading me on this choose your own adventure style journey. This time, however, I have a very special guest who has helped me make this all come together, and that is Sarah from Sarah Thought and H. She has so amazingly put together this choose your own adventure for me, where she will be asking me a series of 5 questions, and each of those questions will be about the book that I just read. There will be 2 answers for each question, and each of those answers leads me to a reading prompt. I will read a book, and then Sarah will ask me a question about that book, and based on how I answer that question, I will get another prompt to then select my next book. And it'll keep going. If you don't understand yet, you will see as we're going through. This is just gonna be a really fun way for me to pick out some books to read this week and kind of have limited control over it. I have no idea what the questions Sarah has made are, what the prompts are. This is completely in her hands. So I hope you guys enjoy it and enjoy coming along the journey with me. There's also an exclusive Patreon extended version of this vlog where I read some extra books from the prompts that I did not end up selecting in this video. What is this book? Oh my god, what is it? You sure about that? Brad, who, fuck Brad. No. The eggs, the curling iron. Now what in the hell are we doing here? So if you want even more, you can watch that right now on Patreon. But let's just get into the Choose Your Own Adventure reading vlog. So it is time to watch the very first video and get our first prompt for this Choose Your Own Adventure. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm gonna pull up the first video with the first prompt in it.
Hello Riley and her subscribers. Welcome to the Choose Your Own Adventure. I will be giving Riley prompts throughout this video for her to choose the books that she's gonna read in this vlog. So our first prompt for your first book is pick the book on your TBR that you're most excited to read. I chose this because I just wanted to give you something easy, and then we're gonna maybe get harder from there. I want you to read something that you might like. So come back to me when you've read that. I don't know why my voice just cracked.
Okay, oh my god. So that is a very nice prompt. Thank you. The book on my TBR that I'm the most excited for, I have a few that are like at the top of my TBR. I just did my like end of the year TBR, and those were the books that I am the most excited to read. And I think out of that list, actually, Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young is the one that I'm the most drawn to right now. So this is a very atmospheric, magical book set in this small island town where there was a murder that happened many years ago, and the main character's boyfriend was the one accused of being the murderer, and he was driven out of town, and she hasn't seen him since, and now he has returned to the town, and nobody wants him there, but she's always believed his innocence. And I don't know, it sounds so good. I just heard that it has a very like magical, cozy, whimsical vibe to it, which I just feel like those are the vibes that I want right now. I'm gonna start this. I cannot wait. I honestly am so nervous for this whole experience because I have no idea where this is gonna take me, but it should be fun. I'm now halfway into Spells for Forgetting. It's a slay. I love it so much. It takes place on this island that is known to be the home of like witches, and there's magic there, and the main character 14 years ago, when she was 18, there was a fire on the island, and her best friend was found murdered. And the person that was accused of the murder was her boyfriend at the time, and they could never prove that he did it, but him and his mom were run out of town, and that just like completely destroyed her life, because not only did her best friend die, but her boyfriend, the love of her life, disappeared, and she had no way of finding him or contacting him, and it left her completely like wrecked, devastated. So now he has come back to the island for the first time because his mother passed, and her one wish was to be buried on the island, so he had to return. They're seeing each other for the first time, and everybody on the island hates him and doesn't want him there. There's so much like angst and drama. It is messy because everyone in this town is like so connected to each other. It's like families who've lived there for centuries and centuries. They're all just so up in each other's business. I love the way that it's written. It has a very beautiful writing style. It also has flashbacks to before the fires, and then you also get like very occasional POVs from like the other side characters, and I don't know, I'm just really enjoying it. It is very, very atmospheric, which I feel like is one of the things that I've always heard about this book, is that it's super atmospheric, and I'm enjoying it. Like, I am flying through it. I'm having a great time. I shed a tear. I don't know if you can see, there's like a line in my makeup. I had one tear that I shed during a particular moment. I was getting in my feels a little bit. I don't know, this is the kind of second chance romance that I really enjoy, where it's like the couple didn't break up because they were having problems with each other or like fighting or like he cheated or like whatever. They broke up because of outstanding circumstances, like he was accused of murdering her best friend and had to go into hiding. And so now that he's back, like the angst is just perfect. Like, this is just the kind of second chance romance, angsty, like we were soulmates kind of vibe that I love. All right, so I just finished Spells for Forgetting. I think I was enjoying it slightly less as I was going on, just because I did not really care for the mystery plot at all. Like, the mystery was just very like lackluster to me, but I loved the romance plot. I loved the flashback scenes. That was all great. The meat of the book really is the mystery that's going on, and since I didn't care for that, I was feeling 4 stars. I think I'm gonna lower it just slightly to like, I don't know, 3.5 feels too low. I'm gonna go 3.75. Like, it's just slightly under a 4 stars. I loved the writing. The writing was so good. There were sentences in here that I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful. Also, this piece of hair right here is really bugging me. Like, what is going on with that? Oh my god, I can't get it back in. She has a little mind of her own right there. Okay, we may just need to take my hair down. Maybe the updo. The updo's not doing it. So yeah, 3.75. I did enjoy it. Setting, writing, romance, all of that was great. I definitely want to read her new book, The Unmaking of June Farrow. Like, that has shot up to the top of my TBR for sure. Let's find out what our next challenge is going to be.
Welcome back. How did you like your book? That's actually the question I'm going to be going with to lead us into our next prompt. So, did you enjoy the book you just read? If the answer is yes, click on this video. And if the answer is no, click on this video.
Okay, so I liked the book. It's not a favorite, but I did like it. So I am clicking on yes.
Okay, so you loved your book. I love that for you. We love when we live that love a book. Okay, so for this prompt, read a book blurbed by one of your favorite authors, or better yet, read one blurbed by the author you just read. Because like, if you just like the book that you just read, then maybe they're a new favorite.
Oh my god, okay. Okay. Read a book blurbed by a favorite author, or read a book blurbed by the author that I just read. I think I'm gonna try to find a book blurbed by Adrienne Young. And actually, I'm gonna use this website that I always use when I'm looking for author blurbs. It's called fantasticfiction.com. Basically, you can search up books, you can search up authors, and it will tell you all of the blurbs that that book has. If you search up an author, it will tell you all the books that they have blurbed. It's a really cool resource. I'm gonna search Adrienne Young. And if we scroll down, like, it has all of her books. You can see like all of the different series orders. I don't know, it's a cool resource. All of the authors have this section with what they recommend, and it has all of their blurbs. So you can go through and see everything that they have ever blurbed. So looking through this, ooh, oh my god, Belladonna. I just hauled that book recently. I think we might go with that. I don't have any of these other books. Let me grab it. Belladonna by Adeline Grace. My specific copy does not have her blurb on it, but it looks like she blurbed the US version. This is the UK version. Adrienne Young said, in Belladonna, Adeline Grace has crafted a darkly romantic tale that will sweep readers away. This decadent world and forbidden love story are a perfect, addicting escape. That sounds really good. I think I'm gonna go with that. Since I already own this, I wanted to read it soon, and it's blurbed by Adrienne Young. I feel like that's the perfect next book to read. I am 40 pages into Belladonna and I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm actually like so pleasantly surprised because I really don't read much YA anymore, especially YA fantasy. And the last one that I read, Divine Rivals, I didn't really like that much. Like, it was fine. I wasn't very impressed by it. I'm really enjoying this. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon because I could change my mind, but so far I'm really into it. And it's not even reading very YA, which I think is something that a lot of people told me, is that it reads a little bit older. The concept of this, where the main character like can't die, she's like the one person that death cannot touch. The prologue of this book was a perfect prologue. Oh my God, it opened up, she's a baby and death comes and kills everybody around her. There's like a party and death kills literally everybody, and then he comes to claim her as a baby and he can't do it. She's very much giving Harry Potter. She's very much giving The Girl Who Lived. It's just a very cool concept. I really like it. And the writing is great so far. Like, I am super into this. I have finished Belladonna. I liked it. I feel like this one is a very hard one for me to rate because I did enjoy it. I just don't think it's gonna be particularly memorable to me. Like, I'm feeling 3 stars. I feel kind of similarly that I did to Spells for Forgetting, where like I thought the writing was really, really great. I really liked the romance aspects to it. The gothic setting was amazing. I just didn't really care for the plot. I don't know, the plot was just a little bit boring to me at times. Like, it wasn't a bad book. It was not a bad book. I just didn't care for the plot. Actually, you know, now that I think about it, I actually feel almost super similarly to the way I felt about Divine Rivals, where again, I liked the writing in that book, like the writing style. I liked the romance. The plot was so boring. And that's kind of how I feel about this. I think I would read the sequel someday. Not anytime soon, probably. I don't know. I just, you know, I know I always say like I don't read YA anymore, but I do like to keep giving it a try because I don't like to be the type of person who's like, ugh, YA is so bad. I think that's annoying. So I do like to keep trying, but maybe I should stop. Honestly, maybe I should stop. But I don't know. What's interesting is for both Divine Rivals and this, what I disliked about it has nothing to do with it being YA. It was just that I didn't care for either of these plots. So maybe I can keep trying. I don't know. I feel like this is such a bad update because I don't like, it's 3 stars. 3-star books are so hard for me to give reviews for because I'm like, it was fine. Like, there was nothing that I can say that was like really wrong with it or that I really disliked. I didn't feel it, you know what I mean? Which is frustrating. It's very frustrating. I have had so many 3-star books this year. This has been the year of 3-star books that I have no opinions about. And I'm just like, why? I would rather read 1 and 2-star books that I hate than a bunch of 3-star books that I feel nothing for. Anyways, let's get our next prompt. This is my own fault too because I'm choosing the books. I keep choosing books and giving them 3 stars. It's my fault. All right, we are on to question 3.
Welcome back again. I hope you liked your book, but this time we're not asking if you liked it or not. Instead, we're gonna flip a coin. We're gonna kick it old school and choose if you get heads or if you get tails. So if you get heads, click on this video. If you get tails, click on this one.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay, this might be a problem because I don't know if I have a coin. I don't have change. I never use real money, so I don't know if I have change anywhere. Uh-oh. Let me go look around, see if I can find like a penny in my couch, and I will come back. Oh my God, you guys. The way that I actually found a penny in my couch. I'm out of breath now. Oh, hold on, let me catch my breath. I ran back up the stairs. I actually found a penny in my couch. I was not expecting that. We are gonna flip a coin and see. This just feels too random to me. Oh my God, Sarah. This is too random and too scary. I don't like it. And then you go, boop. I dropped it. Okay. It is tails. We got tails. Let's find out what tails is.
Okay, so you got tails. For this one, I want you to read a book solely based on the cover. You could even mix it up and like go to the bookstore for this prompt or just look at your shelf. Maybe there's a book that you've like forgotten the synopsis of, but just literally read anything based off the cover. Like, judge a book by its cover.
Okay. I think I might actually go to the bookstore for this. I could just pick something off of my shelves, but I feel like it'd be more fun to go to the bookstore and find something just based off the cover that I know nothing about and read that. So let's go. from Barnes & Noble. I picked out my book, and also there was an Amazon book package waiting for me when I got back. Loki was beside himself apparently while I was gone, even though I put on his favorite show, Gilmore Girls. I always put this on TV when I leave, and normally he's fine with it on, but I don't know, for some reason today, he was feeling upset. I looked around Barnes & Noble for a really, really long time. I feel like, one, because it's actually hard for me to find books that I don't know anything about or that I haven't like heard about or seen about anywhere, but I did end up finding this book. The cover drew me in. It's beautiful. I'm really drawn to a cover that is a painting. And then I also saw it's translated. And if you've been following me for the year, I have been trying to read more translated fiction this year. And then the back blurb says, with the exception of her all-consuming passion for her husband, her life is perfectly normal. And I don't know, something about books that describe someone's life as perfectly normal. I just know there's something sinister going on there. The other blurbs say it's an intimate thriller. I did not read the inside description at all. I just wanted to go off of what I could see on the outside. So let's find out what it's actually about. It says, in this suspenseful and darkly funny debut, a sophisticated French woman spends her life obsessing over her perfect husband, but can their marriage survive her passionate love? Ooh, okay, so is it a French book? Oh, it is a French book. Okay, amazing. I don't think I've read a French book before. So it's about a woman who has a beautiful house, a job she likes, 2 healthy children, and most important, an ideal husband. At 15 years together, she is still besotted with him, but she's never quite sure whether her passion is reciprocated. Determined to keep their relationship perfect, she meticulously prepares for every encounter they have, always taking care to make her actions seem effortless. She watches him attentively, charting every mistake and punishing him accordingly to help him improve, and she tests him, setting traps to make sure he still loves her just as much as he did when they first met, until one day she realizes she may have gone too far. Oh my god, that sounds so good. It is the winner of France's first novel prize. Oh my god, this sounds amazing. Oh, this is a perfect pick. This is a perfect pick. I'm so excited. Okay, I'm gonna start this. It's not very long. I feel like I could finish this in a day. I have high hopes for this one. I feel like it's gonna be good. Also, like I said, there was a package on my doorstep. I don't know what this one is gonna be because I have a few books. The book that I got is, oh my god, 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 yes. Okay, I saw this. I was just scrolling through Amazon looking for cozy fantasies, as I do, and I saw this and I was like, I need that immediately. A Fellowship of Bakers and Magic. What? It is a fantasy Great British Bake Off. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? It says a human, a dwarf, and an elf walk into a bake-off. Is this not written for me? Somebody literally said, how do we combine Lord of the Rings and Great British Bake Off? It's about this woman who lives in a magical world with elves and orcs and dwarves. She's a human and she is entered into the prestigious elven baking battle. But she is very nervous about it because she doesn't have any magic and all of the other competitors have magic. It says she is set off on a journey of mouth-watering pastries, self-discovery, heartwarming friendships, and romance, while questioning whether winning the baking battle is the true prize. Is this not perfect? Actually, maybe it was a bad idea to be purchasing books in the middle of doing a reading vlog where I have very limited control over what I'm reading. Time to Start My Husband by Maud Ventura. I actually just finished My Husband by Maud Ventura. I was planning to like read a little bit of this and then give you like an update, but I ended up reading it in one sitting, which is kind of crazy because I feel like this book was boring. I really enjoyed this. Like, I'm giving this 4 stars, but it was it was boring, and I know that's very contradictory to me saying I liked it and it's boring. This is one of those books that is 100% vibes only. There's not even a sliver of plot, and so I don't know that I would recommend this. I don't know that people would like this. I liked it. It fit into that realm of books that I really like that are plotless, just vibes, but there's something about it that just like scratches this like little itch in my brain. And then the ending, oh my god, I loved the ending. I don't know, this was very, very interesting. It actually reminded me a lot of like the reading experience of when I read, what was that book? Convenience Store Woman, which is another translated book that I feel like is also very plotless. You're very much just in the main character's head, learning about how they think, and I loved both of these. So this one is about a woman who, she's been married to her husband for a very long time, and she is so obsessed with him. Like, her husband is everything. There's not a thing in the world that she loves or cares about more than her husband, to the point where she's literally like, if my kids died, I think I'd be okay. But if my husband died, that would destroy my entire world. I'm like, lady, I think we need therapy here. Again, this is literally just following her over the course of like 7 days, obsessing over her husband in a very like toxic way. Like this is very much a toxic relationship. It's funny because I feel like the way that this was written was supposed to be like kind of shocking and extreme with how she would talk about her marriage and her husband, but I'm like, I'm sorry. The way that she talked about her husband and her relationship is exactly what I hear when any of my straight friends talk about their boyfriends. Like, this is what I hear. I'm like, are straight people okay? Genuinely, are straight people okay? Are you guys okay? Because this is what y'all sound like to me when you are obsessing over your mediocre men. Because is her husband anything special? No, he's just a man. He is just a man. Yeah, I really enjoyed this. Again, I don't know if I recommend it because I feel like people are gonna think it's boring, and you would be correct. But every once in a while, I just love a book like this and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it 4 stars. This is actually the very first French translated book that I've ever read. So we'll add that to my list of translated books that I've read and enjoyed. Kind of a goal that I've been doing with myself, but I have a little map on my computer, and every time I read a book from another country, I color in that country on my map. So now I can color in France. We are going to get our next prompt.
Hello, we're back again. So for this next question, it's a little random, it's a little out of left field, but I just wanted to get a little creative, mix things up. And so for this, my question is, did Loki bark while you were reading your last book? Bonus points if you caught it on camera, if he did bark. If the answer is yes, click on this video.
Oh my
God. If the
God.
answer is no, click on this one.
Wait, those little graphics of Loki, those are so cute. So did Loki bark while I was reading this? No, he didn't actually, because like I said, I read it in one sitting. We were sitting on the couch together. He was being a very good boy. So the answer is no.
Oh, Loki didn't bark? What a good boy. We love that for him. Like, he's just like so obedient, so good. So since he was just such a good little dog, I think he should pick your next read. I don't know how you're gonna do this, but you can get creative. I don't know if you like put a dog treat on 2 different books you want him to choose from, but, or like hold them up to him and whichever one he sniffs, like find a way to get Loki to choose.
Okay. Okay, Loki's gonna choose my next book. That makes me nervous. That makes me very, very nervous. Okay, let me think about this. I'm gonna ponder how I'm gonna get him to choose. I'll probably do something with treats. I'm gonna think about this and we'll come back tomorrow. All right, I put 4 books down for Loki to pick between. We have Good Girls Don't Die by Christina Henry. This is a horror book. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is a historical fantasy. You Again, which is a romance, and then How High We Go in the Dark, which is sci-fi. I'm gonna put a treat on each one and then let him decide. I wanna pick ones that are all like similar sizes. Otherwise, he'll just go for the biggest one. Okay, I'm gonna open the door and we will see what he picks. He's gonna eat all of them, but are we ready? I don't have them. Dude. They're over there, Loki. I know you can find them. He's sniffing everywhere. Well, what did you just eat off the ground? You're getting so close, dude. Loki, over here. Loki. Loki, come here. Loki, I don't want to point to the books because I don't want him to I don't want to influence him. Loki, over here. Come on, over here. Oh my God, Loki. How do you not see them? See the treats? See the treats? See the treats. Look at them. Okay. There we go. Okay, go. I think my dog is dumb. Oh my God, he did it! He picked Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, and he still cannot find the other 3 treats. Loki, come here. Come in. I swear to God. Now I'm like, is he dumb? You had one job. Are you embarrassed because you couldn't find any of those? Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I might be hyping it up for myself a little bit too much, and if I don't like it, I actually think I will quit BookTube and never return to the internet again. I finished Emily Wilde and I am giving this 5 stars. This was perfect. It is exactly my kind of book, and it combined so many other books that I have loved. The academic style of it, the way that it's written as a journal with Emily's like scientific findings and hypotheses and observations. The romance was amazing. I literally just loved it. There's parts in here where there's like little short stories of like fae lore that I really loved. The winter setting, I mean, genuinely, I just loved everything about this book. I just did my book club live show with my patrons, and it was so fun to discuss this book because pretty much all of us had given this 4 or 5 stars. I think this is definitely one of my most successful book club books so far, and it did not disappoint. And thankfully, I don't have to leave the internet. I can stay, I can keep my channel. I don't have to delete it. I pulled these out because these are all books that I feel like reminded me of Emily Wilde. So most specifically, Veronica Speedwell and Half a Soul, I feel like it is the love child of both of these books. It has the like academic, scientific, independent main character like in A Curious Beginning, also with the sort of like academic rivals romance. It also had the fae aspect of Half a Soul. Also reminded me a little bit of Silver in the Wood, especially just with how like the darker elements of it, because even though I would consider this to be like a cozy book, it had a lot of dark and very sinister moments to it. And then I would also compare it to Spinning Silver with the like winter fae. A big part of this book has to do with Emily having interactions with the like snow fae king, which is pretty much like a plot point in this book, and especially with the entire winter setting. So I feel like if you like any of these books, you should read this, or if you liked this, you should read any of these books. My pitch for this book would be that it is if Veronica Speedwell had a romance with Howl from Howl's Moving Castle that was written by Holly Black. That's my pitch for the book. I feel like that perfectly describes it. And if that doesn't make you intrigued, I'm not your girl, okay? All right, I am going to be watching the final question and getting my final book prompt. Also, nobody talk about my wonky bow. I literally have been struggling for so long to get it like even. I give up. We're just giving wonky bow today, all right? So let's pull up the final question.
Oh my god, hi bestie, welcome back. We've been seeing each other so much for this video. This is our final book. We've got a final challenge. For this, the question is, will the book you just read be on your favorites list this year? That's a big question. It's a big one to ask. I know it's a hard decision to make. We can also just go off of vibes, like maybe it will, maybe it won't. But whatever you're feeling like organically in your heart right now, and that will be your answer. If the answer is absolutely, it will go here. And if the answer is no, you will go here.
All right, so Emily Wilde is absolutely going on my favorite at the end of the year list, which is funny that this is the question for that book, because if it had been any other book that I read in this video, my answer would be no. But Emily Wilde was absolutely that girl. So we are going with yes.
Oh my god, bestie, I'm so excited that you found a favorite book in this video. It's always so exciting when you do a vlog and you find a favorite for the year. Because you loved that book so much, the next challenge is to read a book that you think has similar vibes. And that could be like a similar cover, a similar title, maybe you know that it has a similar plot, maybe it's from a similar genre. That brings us to the end. Good luck with your final book. I hope you love it. Obviously, you'll probably be telling me through voice notes as you're reading, because we talk on voice notes literally every day. But yeah, thank you for including me in your little adventure. I kind of felt like a troll under a bridge, like giving you like cryptic little prompts. Like, you know what I mean? Like a little fantasy moment.
Okay, a book with similar vibes. That is a little bit difficult. I've already talked about so many books that I think have similar vibes. Like all of these ones that I've already shown you that I think have similar vibes, I've already read. I feel like I've read all the books I have that would have similar vibes to Emily Wilde. I think let's look at the Goodreads listing for Emily Wilde, because usually they'll have that section of like, readers also enjoyed these books. Maybe I will find something there. So we have Emily Wilde, and then we have, okay, here's the readers also enjoyed section. Let me go to all similar books and we can scroll through them. So, A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. That I do have a copy of. It is on my TBR. I don't know that I'm in the mood for another YA book since I already read one YA fantasy in this. I don't know how much YA I can handle. Divine Rivals I read, didn't really enjoy. Half a Soul I've read. The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi I have read. Why does it say want to read? The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches I have read. Thornhedge I've read. However, I have been wanting to reread it because that's another book that I read as an ARC before it came out, and I would like to read it again with the audiobook. That could be an option. One Dark Window I've read. Godkiller I have not read, but I am not gonna read that for this. Foxglove, the sequel to Belladonna. I mean, I could read that, I guess. Curse for True Love, that's a third book in a series. Legends and Lattes I've read. Starling House I have not read, but it is on, a copy is on its way to me. I don't know if it would come in time though for me to read it for this video. The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy I have not read. Assistant to the Villain I have not read. Bookshops and Bone Dust I have read. Two Twisted Crowns I do really want to read. Fourth Wing I've read. Okay, so I've read a lot of these. Of the ones that I have not read that I do want to read, my options could be rereading Thornhedge, which actually I feel like that might be a good one. I could read Starling House and just get the audiobook, and whenever my copy ends up showing up, it shows up. I could read Two Twisted Crowns. Okay, those are my options. I'm being drawn to Thornhedge. And what's funny is, I don't know if I mentioned this, but back in like July, I did a Choose Your Own Adventure vlog that I created for myself, and I filmed the whole thing. I read all the books and it just wasn't working. I did not like it, so I never ended up posting it. But Thornhedge was one of the books that I read in that vlog because I had an arc of it at the time. I feel like this will be the redemption, the Thornhedge Choose Your Own Adventure redemption that it deserves, because I really wanted to talk about this book in a video and I just haven't found the chance to do that. So let me go grab it. Thornhedge by T. Kingfisher. This is the UK copy, which I just think is so beautiful. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling, and I really enjoyed it when I read the arc. However, it's super fairy tale like. Of all of T. Kingfisher's books I've read, this is the one that reads most like a legit fairy tale, and I have a feeling it will be even better on audio because I just feel like fairy tale stories sound better when they're read out loud. So I will be reading this for my final prompt. I can definitely see similarities to Emily Wilde. They are both about fae and fae legends, fae lore. Beyond that, I don't think there's a lot of similarities, but I can see the comparison. I finished Thornhedge today, and I'm gonna be honest, I think rereading this via audio, I loved it even more than I did when I physically read it. The audio experience was definitely way better. I mean, I enjoyed it when I physically read it. I think I gave it like 4 stars. I would give this now like 4.5. I could be convinced on a 5-star. I love this. So like I said, this is a Sleeping Beauty retelling following our main character, whose name is Toadling. And when she was born, she was kidnapped by fairies. A changeling was left in her place, and she was taken to the fairy realm where she lived with, oh my god, I forget what the fae are called that she lives with. They're fairies that like turn into toads and live in ponds. So she spent the early parts of her life living in this pond water with these fairies. And then one day the goddess comes and says, you need to come to the human realm and become a fairy godmother to the princess and give her a gift. So she's training to become a fairy godmother and goes to bestow this gift upon the baby princess and accidentally messes up the gift, says the wrong words, and that closes the door to the fairy realm to her forever, and she is trapped in the human world, having to guard the princess in a tower. I just loved the main character in this book so much. Oh my god, Toadling has my whole heart and soul, and I really enjoyed the aspects of this that were like the Sleeping Beauty retelling and how it deviated from the original, how it spun it on its head. I really enjoyed that. While she's in the human world, she meets a knight and they have a little romance. Something that I really love about all of T. Kingfisher's books that I read is she writes heroines and main characters who are older, who are plus size, who are maybe not conventionally attractive, maybe even downright ugly, which is the case for this book. When Toadling meets the knight, she has this moment where he's like, I want to save you. And she goes, I'm not exactly a fair maiden to be saved by a questioning knight. It's not as if I'm beautiful. And then the knight says, no, I know I should say that you are because that would be chivalrous, but I'm not handsome either, and I'm not rich. She's like, why do you want to save me? I'm ugly. And he goes, yeah, no, I know that, but I'm ugly too. T. Kingfisher really said, let me give a romance for ugly people. And we love that. We love to see it. There's another quote in here that I really liked where Toadling is talking about the difference between her and the princess. And she says, I know, I am very ugly and she will be beautiful and there's no reason that you should believe the fairy instead of the girl. The stories go the other way. And I don't know, I really enjoyed Toadling and reading from a main character who I feel like in every iteration of this story or stories like it, she is not the main character. And it's kind of shifting the narrative of who can be a main character, what a main character is, who a heroine is. And I just loved this. I loved this. So I'm upping it to 4.5 for now. And we have another T. Kingfisher book that I love. At this point, will I ever find one that I don't love? Probably not. So with that, we have reached the end of my Choose Your Own Adventure. I have read 5 books this week. Honestly, I didn't dislike any of the books that I read, so I will take that as a win, actually. If I'm ranking the books that I read, I think they might actually be almost in order, except I would switch. Emily Wilde was obviously my favorite, then Thornhedge, then My Husband. I feel like Spells for Forgetting and then Belladonna, or Belladonna and then Spells for Forgetting. Honestly, these two are probably like the same, but I gave everything above a 3, which is pretty good. And I had a great time. Thank you so much to Sarah for putting in all of this work and helping me create this reading vlog. If you are for some reason not following Sarah, watching her channel, you're doing something wrong with your life and you need to reevaluate it. So her channel will be linked down below. Check her out, she's amazing. And I'm obviously not biased in that opinion whatsoever. And like I said, I have an extended version of this vlog up on Patreon right now where I reacted to all of the prompts from the answers that I did not pick in the Choose Your Own Adventure, and I read a few books for those prompts. So if you liked this vlog and you want to watch more, you can check that out right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!